by SAS Who Dares Wins on TV, and I saw this race called the Fan Dance, which I'd never heard of before, and I wanted to see if I could make the grade. It kind of grabbed me when I saw it. I thought, I wonder if I'm capable of achieving that. And so that set me up for sort of 2.5 to 3 years of endurance training based around trying to make the grade for the Fan Dance time. And then ever since then, endurance has been like one of the biggest parts for me. I've competed in the Fan Dance and other test marches in recent years, Ironman being one of them. P Company Fan Dance is another one I competed in.
Matt, can you just explain to the listeners just what the Fan Dance is?
Yeah,
so
of
they
course,
just so know,
yeah. So the Fan Dance is one of the kind of iconic test marches that they use as part of the Special Forces selection process for the SAS and the SBS. It's an event based in the Brecon Beacons, and you start it's on the foot of a mountain called Pen y Fan, the highest mountain in the Brecon Beacons. And what you do is you have a Bergen on. It's loaded for this particular civvy race. It's 35 pounds in the Bergen plus food and water on top. Ultimately, it comes out around about 42-ish pounds. The race is 24 kilometres over Pen y Fan, down to a rendezvous point, and then back up over Pen y Fan and down as fast as you can. The pastime for that is 4 hours. So that was what I was aiming for, and that's what I'd seen on the SAS Who Dares Wins, as these guys trying to complete this thing in 4 hours. And yeah, so that's what the Fan Dance is all about. And then there's other events based in and around that. So the P Company Fan Dance is a variation of that, with a trek over Pen y Fan and up the other side of the hills. And then there's a 10K test march after, 10K speed march after that one. And then there's various others as well, which then leads them into test march week with things like Ironman, Ricochet, and various other much more difficult long distance test marches for the selection process as well.
So for the Fan Dance, because I've done it as well, not as fast as you, but I did it a few years ago. And for the listeners, tell them what Jacob's Ladder's like.
Yeah, well, it's as Ken from Immediate Action Fitness there's a video of him online, and he says the Jacob's Ladder is a backbreaker, and it certainly is on the way back, because my experience of it every time I've raced it has been one of absolutely rinsed out by the time you get to the bottom. Cramp is a major issue. It's steep. Yes. It's relentless. You come to one bit and it ends up being a false summit, and then you realize you've got a whole extra distance to go.
Yeah.
So it is a character building section of the routes, that's for sure.
I was because Pen y Fan's only like an hour and 20 minutes up the road for me.
Yeah.
So we've been there. We go a few times, and we go to Abergavenny and stuff like that, where Phil McDougall, who we've had on, he loves it there. He goes up Blorange and all that.
Yeah.
And he was in the Marines as well, so it's kind of like he spent a lot of time around there. But there was this lady. We were coming up Jacob's Ladder, me and Sean, and there was this like this lady, little frail old lady with a little Jack Russell dog coming down it. And this guy walked past, and we were like, "That is brilliant." He goes, "Oh, she comes up here like every week.
Yeah.
She takes a dog for a walk up there every week. She lives around there." And she was like, honestly, she was like in her mid-70s or something like that. And I was like, yes. Yeah. Yes, that's fantastic.
That's it, though, isn't it? That's the whole use it or lose it. You know, if you're used to doing that on a regular basis, no matter how old you are, it's just no stretch, is it? When you've been doing it probably all of her life, you should imagine.
Yeah. She put me to shame.
Well, we used to have my wife had her family's from the Lake District, and she had a lot of farmer kind of family, and some of them were shepherds, and they would compete in fell running. But they just spend their day, they'd never do any running. They'd just spend all day chasing sheep, running up and down the fells, just looking after them. So when it came to a competitive race, they could just turn on the gas. Yeah. And they'd had those many, many years of just ticking over, doing some lighter work every day, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It all adds up.